The bridge crew of the Tarian starship burst into laughter as they witnessed the human fleet's retreat on their communication channels, ridiculing the supposedly feeble human ships. Little did they know, humanity's most formidable weapon, the cloaked Special Forces warship USS Spectre, lurked among them with its arsenal fully primed. Commander Craig Walker, leading Bravo Squad, issued swift commands that reverberated through the simulation chamber, urging his troopers to reload and prepare for imminent action. With only 2 minutes until infiltration, Walker emphasized the expectation of heavy resistance upon decloaking. The USS Spectre maintained its silent drift, its cutting-edge cloaking system defying even the most sensitive Tarian sensors. Intelligence reports had revealed that the Tarian insurgents, led by the notorious the Vicious Wei Sun, held human hostages on Zephyrus Prime, threatening their execution within 24 hours if their demands were not met. The colony was tightly secured, rendering conventional forces ineffective against breaching their defenses. This dire situation left the Spectre and its elite operators as the last hope for the hostages' rescue. Captain Antonova grimly warned the team over the comm, highlighting the brilliance and sadistic nature of Wei Sun, who was known to leave no survivors. Craig understood the gravity of the mission. Failure would not only result in the loss of innocent lives, but also risk an unwarranted conflict that humanity might not emerge victorious from. Studying maps of the colony, Craig meticulously devised a plan. The Spectre would decloak near Zephyrus Prime's second moon, providing a brief window for their stealthy approach. The team would execute a suborbital drop, halo jumping from the stratosphere to land undetected near the old mines, while the Spectre created a distraction. As the Spectre dropped out of warp, Craig reviewed the plan with his team one final time, emphasizing the need for stealth and precision. With a determined resolve, the team embarked on their perilous mission, fully aware of the slim odds stacked against them. Hours later, the team emerged from the stealth dropship, their advanced armor adapting to the harsh alien environment. Craig led the way, scanning the terrain for any signs of danger. The oppressive heat and sulfuric winds added to the challenge as they cautiously advanced towards their objective. Reaching the edge of the ravine overlooking the colony, Craig surveyed their target, a fortress-like compound guarded by Tarian sentries. Using reconnaissance drones and their augmented gear, the team maneuvered past the perimeter undetected, neutralizing threats with precise and silent efficiency. At the power station, Reeves swiftly hacked into the security system, setting charges while Craig gathered vital intelligence on the hostages' whereabouts and enemy positions. With the charges set and the countdown initiated, the team made their daring escape, detonating the power station and plunging the colony into darkness. Amidst the chaos and confusion, the team pressed forward, their mission clear: breach the compound, locate the hostages, and extract them under the cover of darkness. With every second ticking away, they moved with calculated urgency, knowing that success meant saving lives and averting a catastrophic conflict. "Craig!" barked Commander Ethan Shepard as his team surged forward in the cover of darkness, racing towards the colony walls with seamless coordination. With fluid movements, they fired grappling pitons, the powered spools whining as they swiftly hauled themselves up and over the barriers, displaying agility beyond human capability. Inside the colony, chaos reigned as Tarian soldiers scurried about, trying to identify the source of the blast and restore power. However, Shepard's team moved with precision, following pre-planned routes in the shadows. Equipped with low-light visors, they painted the world in shades of green and black, converging on the main hall from multiple directions. At Shepard's signal, two-man teams stacked up at each entrance, priming flashbangs and hurling them through the doors. Harsh white detonations filled the air as screams of shock and pain echoed throughout the hall. Shepard and his men stormed in, their thermal scopes and targeting assists highlighting hostile targets as they opened fire, swiftly neutralizing the guards. "Go, Special Forces!" Shepard shouted over the comm, his voice amplified artificially. "Everyone stay down. We're getting you out." Reeves and two others took up defensive positions, while Shepard and the rest of the team pressed forward towards Wisen's command room. Debrecht cord charges blew fist-sized holes in the barricade, and the team surged through. Wei Sun, faster than thought, fired a violet beam from his disruptor rifle, striking Akamoto in the chest. Reacting swiftly, Shepard dodged a second shot and returned fire, shredding Wyzen's armor and inflicting fatal wounds. With Waysun down, Shepard and his team faced a barrage of disruptor beams as Tarian reinforcements flooded in. Taking cover, they laid down suppressing fire, but the situation grew dire as more enemies converged on their position. Leaving Reeves and another team member to guard the hostages, Shepard led the assault on the command post. Amidst a running battle, they fought their way back to the main hall, where Reeves and the others were desperately holding the line. With hostages wounded and the air thick with the smell of ozone and blood, Shepard's team unleashed a withering hail of bullets, cutting down the Tarian attackers. As the terrorists charged recklessly, Shepard's team continued to engage them, but the enemy seemed relentless. Running low on ammunition and options, Shepard realized they needed to withdraw. Ordering a tactical withdrawal, they provided covering fire as half the team sprinted for the exit, while the others held off the enemy. However, the Tarians kept advancing, and a disruptor bolt clipped Shepard's helmet, causing his HUD to malfunction. Undeterred, he continued firing, but it was evident they were outnumbered and outgunned. With no other choice, Shepard called for a broken arrow airstrike, unleashing devastation upon the enemy forces. As the colony was engulfed in a cataclysmic explosion, Shepard was thrown through the air, battered and disoriented. Regaining his senses amidst the wreckage, he checked on his team and the surviving hostages, directing immediate evacuation preparations. As the dropship descended from the sky, Shepard's voice crackled over the radio, issuing orders for the wounded and civilians to be evacuated. Despite the chaos and destruction, he remained resolute, ensuring the safety of his team and fulfilling their mission against overwhelming odds. Rushing to meet them in the blood-slicked hold, Commander Ethan Shepard fought to maintain his footing as he hauled the wounded aboard. Marcus Reeves, his limp form first on a stretcher, appeared ashen, his breathing shallow. "Stay with me, Marcus," Shepard gritted out, strapping him in. "Don't you dare clock out now." Reeves made no response, his eyes closed, features slack. Shepard swallowed hard and turned to the wide-eyed, trembling hostages, herding them to seats with hands slick with blood, not his own. His surviving men stumbled aboard, hollow-eyed with shock and exhaustion, collapsing into seats like marionettes with cut strings. Medics swarmed the hold, triaging the wounded, their shouts and moans filling the air. Staggering to the cockpit, Shepard braced himself in the doorway, looking back at the devastation through the canopy. The colony burned below, flames painting the night in lurid orange. A stab of grief pierced him. So much destruction, so many lives lost. Alarms shrieked, jerking him from his reverie. "Proximity alert," the pilot barked. "Tarian destroyer decloaking in low orbit. Evasive maneuvers." Shepard snapped, lurching into the cockpit. "Get us the hell out of here." The pilot wrenched the controls, and the dropship jinked wildly, a mere flea before the massive warship shimmering into view above, its weapon ports glowing balefully. The destroyer opened fire, lances of incandescent energy hammering down from on high. The dropship shields flared, flickered, failed. A blast tore through the hold, and the world dissolved into fire and screaming. Reeves and a knot of hostages vanished in a welter of blood and shrapnel. Shepard clung to the co-pilot's chair, teeth bared in a snarl. There was no way their battered craft could outrun the destroyer, but maybe the Spectre could. "Get us back to the Spectre," he roared over the chaos. "We'll come in hot, try to scatter their fire." The pilot nodded tightly, hands flying over the controls. The dropship's abused engines howled as they poured on the speed, weaving through the destroyer's onslaught. Tarian fire boiled past, near misses rocking the ship. The Spectre loomed ahead, a discreet black dagger concealed against the void. The dropship jinked and juked desperately, leading the destroyer in. At the last possible second, the Spectre decloaked directly above them, a silent hunter becoming the killer. It unleashed a hellstorm of missiles and hard light, raking the destroyer's unshielded flank, ravaging its stem to stern. The Tarian ship disintegrated in a colossal fireball, slapping the dropship forward like a leaf in a hurricane. Alarms shrieked as they careened into the Spectre's landing bay at obscene velocity, skidding and slamming into the far wall with a bone-jarring crunch. Agony flared, and Shepard's world went black. He clawed his way back to consciousness as the scream of cutting torches filled the air. Emergency response teams swarming over the mangled dropship, peeling open the wreckage. Every inch of Shepard screamed as they hauled him out, his whole body a symphony of pain. "Report," he croaked, speaking like gargling broken glass. The responder's face was grim as he looked over the carnage. "The hostages, they're all gone, sir."
"I'm sorry."
"We've got more wounded than our sick bay can handle." Grief crashed over Shepard in a wave of icy despair. So many lives lost in a heartbeat, and for what? He already knew. There would be no victory, not truly. The Tarians would twist this, painting his men as butchers and humanity as the aggressors, and the media would lap it up. Because for all mankind's vaunted strength, they were still the outsiders here, still fighting for a seat at the galactic table. As they loaded him onto a gurney, darkness swimming at the edges of his vision, a grim certainty crystallized in Shepard's mind. This was only the beginning. The Tarians would be back, along with all the other races who resented mankind's rise. And when they came, he and those like him would be waiting, always waiting in the shadows, ready to do what must be done in the darkness so that others could live in the light, no matter the cost.